All right. Hey, good morning, Ting. Okay, hit that button on your screen if you're too far away. And then let's get this party started. All right, first things first, you're gonna take your washcloth and you're gonna get it arranged so that you can hold one corner and the other corner with just your index finger and your thumb. And you're gonna give a little pinch and a pull, and we're gonna work a little bit of our finger strength. So as you pinch and pull, you're gonna raise your arms up and overhead. And as you pinch and pull, you're gonna lower your arms down. And then you're gonna switch fingers. So then it's gonna be thumb and middle finger. You're gonna pinch and pull, bring it up and overhead, pull as you bring it down, and then switch fingers. You're gonna give thumb and ring finger. So we're just gonna float through the fingers, raise up and down, pinch and pull apart, and then lift it up. No big deal. We're just moving into our shoulders a little bit, rolling through the fingers. So you just keep switching one up and one down, and then switch to the next finger, and then start working your way back to the index finger. And you go as fast or as slow as you like, but just tune into your shoulders. And then notice here, if your ribs and the whole chest is lifting to take that with you, dial it back just a little bit. Let your shoulders warm up first. We got 8 seconds left. Keep rotating through those fingers. Give a little pinch and a little pull. Nice, and time. Okay, give your fingers a shake if your hands feel a little bit cranky about that whole situation. And then we're just gonna start to pass the washcloth around the torso. So we're just passing it around the back, switching hands, and then bringing it back around. And then start to pick up a little bit of speed here. So we wanna get our shoulders nice and warmed up and work in our grip just a little bit. So you really have to pay attention to where your hand is connected to that washcloth. 6 more seconds in this direction. Take it as fast as you can. And if you really like that little bit of challenge, close your eyes. So you really have to tune into proprioception. Where is your body connected to the other object? All right, switch directions, go the other way. Nice, and then just start to feel your feet on the ground. Lift your insteps like you're pulling your big toe towards your heel. So you're really anchoring into your feet. So there's not much movement happening in your whole body except for out of your shoulders and your hands. Nice speed, you guys. Woohoo! 5 seconds left. All right, time. Now keep with that washcloth, and we're gonna start to pass it like a little figure 8 under the thighs. So we're just picking one knee up and then the other, passing it underneath. And now we're moving into our hip joint just a little bit, a light bend in the knees, and challenging our balance just slightly. Keep a little bit of a firmness in your center. So if you can help it, keep it so that you're having an upright posture, and most of the movement is happening as you pick up your knee and pass it underneath your thigh, rather than having to bend over to find that bit of reach. So if you can stay more upright, really got to pick the knee up to find your way there. Don't worry if you're not there yet. If you have to run forward a little bit, do your thing. Already halfway there. Now, if you really like challenging yourself here, close your eyes. It's going to challenge your balance and your proprioception. Three seconds left. You got this. And time. Nice job. Okay, stay with that washcloth. Now we're going to come back to that kind of pulling apart maneuver. So grab the ends, give a little tug, bring it up and overhead, maintain that tug, and then we're going to start to pick the knees up again. Now we're going to keep that knee lift in a little bit more of a controlled manner. So slow it down. Focus on that pull apart in the up and overhead position. So you'll start to feel a nice engagement in the back shoulders. And if you can, find a little bit of abdominal work, slowing down that knee lift, and then focusing on not wobbling too much side to side. Obviously, there's a little transfer of weight, but how stable can you stay? Pull that towel apart, focus on that pull. Nice work, you guys. 8 seconds left. You got this. And time. Awesome. Now take your washcloth just in one hand, step to a wider position. We're going to stay with one hand for 1 minute, one hand for the other minute. So you're going to slam the washcloth down. Wherever it lands, you're going to step forward and pick it up. Slam it down and pick it up. So there's a light bit of squatting, but it might be a more natural squat. So it's not a traditional exercisey squat, but you are bending down and picking up. Throw that washcloth just as hard as you can. So really get some work out of the shoulders. Bend down and pick it up. Wherever it lands, you just move and find that washcloth and make it a really nice and natural squatting position. Get your heart rate up just a little bit. Throw that towel down. So a little stress relief even. Still sticking with that same arm. Five seconds left on this side. And time. Awesome. Now we're just switching to the other arm. Slam it down and pick it up. That's all you got to do. Wherever it lands, you just move and find it. Nice, you guys. Looks amazing. "20 seconds left. And time. Woo! Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to stick with those slams, but we're going to add on to it a little bit. So take your rag in your left hand, slam it down on the ground. Try to keep it fairly close to your body now. Use your left foot. Pick your rag up. See if you can reach it behind you. Grab it with your opposite hand. That hand is going to slam it down. Same hand that just threw. Pick the rag up, pass it behind you, switch it to the opposite hand. Take it slow to start, slam it down, same hand, same foot. Pick up that rag with your foot, pass it behind you with the opposite hand, pick it up. Throw it with that hand, pick it up with that foot, pass it behind you. Nice. And you go as slow or as fast as feels right to you here. Finding that little bit of balance. Working with your brain a little bit. Paying attention to which hand, which foot. And then challenging everything to pass that towel behind your backside. Nice, man, you guys are amazing. All right, even yourself out. Make sure you work out both sides here. Nice, and then once you feel like you've got it done, give your toes a little wiggle. Grab both ends of your towel, give it a little pull apart. Just hold it straight out at your chest and give a couple of little pumps through the feet just to kind of mush through the bottoms of the feet, stretch the toes, and stretch the bottoms of your feet after that work. Awesome. One more little pump of the legs. And then grab one single weight. And then because we're barefoot here, we're going to go super slow. So think of this maneuver is going to be a slow motion maneuver. We're just going to start to pass the weight around the torso, keeping your arms in a nice steady position. So the whole time They're holding away from the body. So we're never touching the sides, never touching the back, but we really want to pay attention to where the weight is. And because we're upright and we're barefooted, go super slow so you know you have a good handhold on your weight so you don't accidentally drop it on your toes, because that would suck. So keep passing it in a nice slow motion. Keep the arms away from your body. Feel the work in your shoulders. Firm up your belly. Keep it nice and centered. So there's not a lot of wobbly movement. Most of the work is coming out of your shoulders, and your core is helping keep everything engaged. Great, and now switch directions, go the other way, but same thing's going on. We're holding that weight away from the body, paying attention to that pass on the back side, paying attention to the pass on the front side too, because that's where it'll drop on your toes. Five seconds left. And time, stick with that single weight. We're gonna take it into a high lunge. So step your right leg back, keep the knee lifted off the ground, anchor into your legs and right into some hay balers. So we're gonna take the weight over to your right hip and then toss it over your left shoulder. You gotta stabilize your legs to keep it nice and strong and steady. So take your weight and a little twist to your hip and then throw it over your shoulder. Once you've got it down, you go at a pace that feels right to you. Make sure your legs feel good and strong. Nice, you guys, that looks wonderful. And time, awesome job. Step that foot in, give your legs a little shake, but we got to do all of that to the other side. So right foot forward, left leg back, find your lunge, steady in the legs. And then once you've got it, weight to the left hip, throw it over the right shoulder. Stabilize your legs. So think about pulling that front heel towards the back toe and your back toe towards your front heel. That'll help your legs get nice and steady. And then think about pulling your abdominal muscles in slightly just to help stabilize your center. And then rotate from the belly button up, take it to the hip, throw it over the shoulder. Nice. Nice, you guys, that looks wonderful. Nice stability, woo, and that's time. Nice work, step that foot in, give it all a good shake, grab a second weight. All right, now we're gonna take it into a wider stance. So think a little wider than shoulder width distance, toes pointing slightly to the left and to the right. We're gonna take it into a little squat, touch the ground, lift up, give an overhead press. That's all you gotta do. Squat down, touch the ground to an overhead press. Now, if your knees are feeling persnickety this morning, you're gonna do it at a lower level. Maybe you'll just stay up a little bit. And then if your shoulders are feeling a little mischievous, you're not gonna press so high straight up overhead, but maybe angle it out slightly away from your face. So you're gonna do the work that feels appropriate in your body this morning. As you get that overhead press going on, firm up your center so that the ribs in the torso aren't hiking way up as you try to press overhead. Beautiful, you guys, nice. and time. Stick with those weights. So our next move is either going to be surrenders using your weights, or you're just gonna come back to some alternating lunges, loading up the shoulders. So this might be the better position for your knees. But if your knees are good, feeling happy this morning, you're gonna hold those weights up and overhead. You're gonna come all the way down. Both knees are gonna come down, and then you're gonna step yourself back up. You're gonna take the version that feels the best to you. Either load up the shoulders and take your alternating rear lunges, not going all the way down to the ground, or take it up and overhead, step down, bring yourself back up, and then alternate your lead leg. So step down with your left, and then step down with your right. So you work both sides evenly. Awesome, you guys, nice. 10 seconds left, you got this. And time. Cool, now we're gonna come down into a high kneel position. So down on your knees, upright, one weight. And now we're back to that pass around the torso, but this time we're gonna go just a little bit faster. So you're gonna tune in, make sure you know where your handhold is. And then once you've got it, pick up the pace just a little bit. And then check your center. Make sure you have a nice firmness in your belly. Nice, a good speed, but you've still got it under control. You've got a good handhold. You're focusing on finding that nice, even stability, so you're not rocking all over the place. All right, switch directions, go the other way. Slow it down so you know you have your handhold. And then once you've got it, pick up the pace a little bit. Beautiful, 12 seconds left. Nice work, you guys. And time, awesome job. You can stick with your weight, or if you like that sensation that the towel gave you in that pull apart maneuver, grab your towel. So grab the one you think will be best. We're gonna take it into a Z sit. So our arms are gonna be out straight in front of the chest. We're gonna lean back, feel a little stretch in the thighs, come right back up. We got 30 seconds of work here. So either weighted or with your towel, that's totally up to you. With the towel, you get a little bit more feedback, so you can really pull apart, feel the backside of your body, feel that nice connection from the pelvic floor to the belly button. So keep that nice stable center. And the towel just gives you that little bit of feedback between the shoulders. But the weight just gives you weight. So you find the one you like best. You got 3 more seconds to go. Awesome. And then whatever you're holding on to, set it down. And then we're going to take it into some butt to the heel sits. So you're going to sit your butt down to your heels, pressed into the shins to come up. 30 seconds of work here. You're only going to go to the depth that is comfortable to your knees. So even if that means there's just a little bump of the butt back and then right back up, you're going to feel that work in the tops of your quads. So whichever level you're going on, you're still getting some good work in. And time, awesome job. We're taking it right into push-ups. So you're gonna do a variation of push-ups you like best. Might mean knees down, might mean knees up, tricep push-ups, whatever you like. We got 1 minute on the clock. Wide or close stance with your arms, totally up to you. But we wanna find a nice planking spine, a nice long neck. If you're keeping a wide position with your arms, elbows come out nice and wide. Press your way back up with control. If you're keeping your knees up, again, you want to keep that plank position, lower just to the point you can control, push your way back up. If you're working on your push-ups and you want them to get a little bit better form, you might think about doing a negative, nice and slow to come down, and then push your way back up. And if you're working those triceps, you can always bring a more narrow stance, elbows hug into the ribs, and you push your way back up there. And then any other variation that you like, but we got 15 seconds left. So take anyone that you like at a pace that feels manageable in your body. 7 seconds to go, you got this. And time, awesome job. Come down onto your belly. Woo, take a big giant breath here. Okay, now we're gonna take it into some rear leg lifts. So we're gonna abduct the legs slightly. So think about just kind of pointing your toes to the end corners of your mat. So there's just a little bit of a slightly wider stance with the legs. Your head can rest on your forehead, or your forehead can rest on your hands, I should say, if that feels like the way to go. But we're just gonna start to alternate lifting one leg and then the other. We wanna find a little squeeze in the glutes, lift one leg and the other. So it's a slightly wide stance with your feet. Let your forehead rest so you have a nice long neck. And then try to find that work coming out of your glutes. Your gluteus maximus and medius should be finding plenty of work here. We got 20 seconds left. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. And time. Awesome job. Now we're going to keep our head attached to the backs of the hands, anchor into your legs, and we're going to lift through the upper back body, lower with control. The backs of the hands stay connected to the forehead. We lift up and lower down. If it feels more comfortable, you'll walk your legs in a little bit closer to each other just to make sure you have a good anchor or base of support. But then you're going to keep those hands attached to your forehead. Nice, Karen. Awesome. Yes, Robbie, beautiful. Nice, Liz, that looks great. Man, you guys are amazing. Already halfway there. Five seconds left. And time. Beautiful work. Okay, push yourself up and around. We're going to flip over onto the back side, and we're taking our weights with us. So take 2 weights. Have them handy as you come on down to the ground. And then right away, we're going to take it into a chest press. So knees are going to be bent, arms alongside the shoulders. We press straight up to the ceiling. Keep a nice width of your elbows. Lower down with control. Press straight up towards the sky. Take your elbows wide as you come down with control. If you're working with light weights, once you've got the motion pattern down, pick up the pace a little bit. If you're working with slightly heavier weights, make sure you've got the movement pattern down, and then tune in and make sure both arms are rising up and lowering down at a nice, steady and even pace. And then just check your abdominal muscles and your ribs. If you're working with heavier weights, just make sure you're keeping a connection in your center and that the ribs and the belly aren't lifting up to try to help assist that press up towards the ceiling. And time, nice job. Stick with those weights, and we're going to take it right into some skull crushers. So hands straight out from the chest up towards the ceiling. Turn the palms face in towards each other, bend your elbows, bring those weights right alongside your ears, and then press them straight back up. So we're clearing a little space for the head rather than holding the weight sideways. We're going to face the palms in towards each other, Work through the triceps, nice and slow and controlled. Tune in here and just notice, make sure that you're not trying to move anything but from the elbows. So we're hinging at the elbows, working the backs of the arms, pressing up towards the ceiling. Nice, Karen, that looks great. Nice, Liz, awesome. Awesome, you guys. And time, nicely done. Take a second to lower your arms down, give them a good shake. We got one more bit of work to do here, and then we're gonna take it into some sit-ups. So into some chest flies. Choose your weights appropriately, holding the weights straight up from the chest, palms facing in towards each other. Keep a micro bend in your elbows, open the arms wide, hug them back in towards each other, keeping a little bit of a bend in the elbows, trying to find the work up in the armpit chest area. So think about finding the pectoral muscles, noticing that space right up where the chest meets the armpit. Nice, steady, even breath. If you like working with the breath, allow the exhale to help assist on the harder work. And time, awesome job. Set one weight off to the side, and now we're gonna take it into some sit-ups with a reach, but we're gonna use our weight. Hold your weight sideways. You're gonna reach it up and overhead, bring it to the chest, sit up, and reach past your knees. Pull it to your chest, reach it up and overhead, back to the chest, roll on up, reach past your knees. You got it. 1 minute on the clock, you're taking it at your pace. Check your backside and your tailbone just to make sure this is a comfortable maneuver to you. If it's not, you might think about just staying in a more upright V situation so that you protect your SI joint and your tailbone if there's anything going on there. But if it feels like a good position for your body, pick up the pace if you've got it. Get as many reps in as you can. And time, awesome job. Okay, move your weights up and off to the side. We're gonna flip around into a tabletop position and just give a good little stretch here. So as you come onto all fours, we're gonna slide the right leg back and across the mat. So think about sliding the foot back and then across the midline of your body. So send it back, sling it across, and then hug in. So left shoulder, left hip, we're gonna hug in towards each other. So we're creating a long line from that right foot to the right shoulder through the side of the body. Take a nice big breath there. One more breath. Nice, and then bring it all back in, and we're gonna switch sides. So left leg is gonna shoot long, swing it over to the right. So cross the midline, hug your right shoulder towards your right hip. So we're creating length through the left shoulder down to the left heel. Nice, and then bring it all back in. We're gonna bring big toes together, knees super wide to the outer edges of your mat. Pull your butt back to your heels, stretch through your glutes and the hips. Let your head drop down for a second. Take 3 big giant breaths here. Cool, and then when you're ready, lift yourself back on up into that tabletop position, curl your toes under, lift your hips up, and then we're gonna walk our hands and feet towards each other into a little forward fold position. Let your head drop nice and heavy here. Take a nice big breath. Awesome, and then you're gonna pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up to a standing position. We're gonna cross the right foot over the left. So we're gonna see if we can line up the pinky toes to the best of your ability. It doesn't have to be perfection. And then start to walk yourself back down into a folded position. So you might land at the thighs, maybe the shins, maybe your toes, maybe you can touch the floor. It does not matter if you touch the floor, but what we wanna find is a little sensation of the upper body hanging nice and heavy. Take 2 more big breaths here. Nice, and then come up nice and slow and controlled. And then switch the cross in your legs. So left leg is gonna step across the right, pinky toes line up best we can, and then start to walk yourself down. So maybe you stop at the thigh, maybe the knees, maybe the shin, maybe the toes, maybe the floor, totally up to your body. But once you've got the position that feels right to you, hang heavy and take a couple nice deep breaths. Awesome, and then when you're ready, with control, come up nice and easy. We're gonna step both feet super wide, so just as wide as your body likes. And then once you feel like you've got a good steady position of the feet, hinge from your waist, fold yourself over, let your hands touch the ground. From here, take a couple of big giant bends of the knees side to side. So think side lunges, but think of them more as a stretching maneuver rather than a strengthening maneuver. So finding that softness of the inner thigh here. Nice. Take one more little stretch side to side, and then you're going to bring it back to center in that wide leg position. Walk your hands through your legs, past your heels. Let your head drop down. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. Then walk your hands back forward, and we're going to walk way out forward. So think down dog position with the top half of your body, wide leg position with the bottom half of your body. So your hands are going to reach out nice and long, and then press into your palms. Let your chest drop down. Take a nice big breath. Nice, and then we're gonna walk it all back in, keeping that wide leg position. You're gonna walk your hands over towards your right knee or over towards your right toe and let your nose soften towards your knee. Take a nice big breath. Cool, and then walk it over towards your left leg. Nose softens towards knee. Awesome, and then bring it back to center. Bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll on up to standing. Just for one last little bit of footwork, toe heel your feet in into a nice wide position with your legs. Give your knees a little bounce, give your ankles a little roll, wiggle out your toes, make sure everything feels good. You guys are amazing. Grab your big stability ball if you're sticking around. Awesome work today. Bye, Ravi. Love you. Have a great day. Bye, Mara. Have an awesome Monday. Bye, Ting. See you later.